What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with a brand new video for you guys today. And this is another mod showcase for you guys. Today we have the Arc Edition's CRYOLOPHOSAURUS. I'm hoping I didn't totally butcher that name, but this guy is absolutely incredible. The design behind the Arc Edition dinosaurs are just so amazing. So huge shout out to the mod maker who makes these dinos. Such incredible work he's put into them. But guys, today we're just going to call him Cryo for now, because trying to pronounce his whole name, it's a little bit tough. It's kind of like Dillo, but with Cryo in the front of it. So this guy is incredible. Now, as you can see, he's already got a couple of things going on. We've got a little bit of a bar thing, a little bit of a crosshairs on him. This guy has, we'll start off with the basics. He's got two stances. So we've got the standard stance that we're in at the moment. And you can see we can do biting attacks, we can jump, we can run with him. He's not the fastest little dude, but that's fine because he's literally supposed to be like an ice mobile. Like literally. So he can run, obviously not the fastest, he can jump, he can attack, but one of his other abilities is that he can actually fire out some missiles. So you can see there, we're just firing away, which is pretty damn cool. Now you can see that our cryo liquid does go down when we utilize this attack. Now this is in the standard walking stance. So like I said, he had two stances. So we've got the bite attack, we've got the spitting attack. Now if we change our stance, you can see here we've kind of taken on like a turret mode, like the Velenosaurs. And check this out, guys. He breathes ice. So you can see that breath attack there is just an ice damage dealing, which slows, it damages, it freezes. It's really cool. Now, as well as that, it also actually buffs teammates, or like tribe mates. So, for example, if you're using that on a tribe mate, you can actually cause them to take less damage. They just, they get a little bit chilly. They get a little bit icy cold. So you can use that on teammates, on tribe mates, and yeah, you essentially provide them with not extra armor, but extra damage resistance. Now, you can see that our cryo liquid is currently empty. Now, in order to refill this, we have to be in a body of water or in the snow. We are in the snow. I just don't think it's cold enough, because you can see there it says you must be in water or snow to refill liquid. Pretty sure we're in snow, but I've only managed to get it to work on the water so far. So I'm not sure if that's a bug or I'm just doing something wrong. Most likely I am definitely doing something wrong. But you can see here, if we hold down our right click, we actually refill our cryo liquid straight back up, which is pretty cool. Now, for example, what we're going to do, we're going to quickly swap stances here. And we're going to test it out on this little terror bird over here. So you can see he's obviously not the fastest in here, but we're going to pretty much freeze this terror bird here. He's essentially a sort of monogama. Now, once you actually freeze a target, you get a buff. So let's just get rid of this level up real quick. So you can see up in the top right hand corner, it says icebreaker, damage and resistance buff near cold and sleeping targets. So this guy actually gets powered up when he's near cold and sleeping targets, which is incredible. So you can see here with our bite attack, we dealt 197 damage. With our standard bite attack, we're only dealing 114. I don't know why he's moving so much faster all of a sudden. Since we didn't, it might be our custom I&I kicking in here for movement speed. Okay, now he's back down to normal. That's a little bit weird. Not sure what's going on there. But you can see here, we're just going to chill out and drink some more of this. So this guy is really amazing. Now, in terms of damage, you guys saw there that we did, I think it was about 50% extra damage to the terror bird once we froze him, which is pretty cool. But another aspect of this guy's abilities is that when we're in the standard walking stance, which you can tell because we're not crouched down like the Velenosaurs, is that missile attack that I fired earlier, that actually does insane amounts of torpor damage. So if we were to fire this at the galley right here, you can see there we just did 600 instant torpor and it's still climbing. Plus, the galley is frozen. So while the galley is frozen, it will continue taking torpor damage. And you can see there, just with that one basic attack, we dealt 900 torpor damage. So you can constantly fire this into, your targets and take them down ASAP in terms of torpor. Now, once you do take them down in torpor, you actually deal the increased damage to them. You can see there our dude just got the, what's it called? The icebreaker buff, because we actually put the terror bird to sleep, which is pretty amazing. Now, once these guys are asleep, you can see there, look at that, we just absolutely shredded that Terror Bird. Now, this ability uses 15 of the cryo liquid, so you do have to keep that in mind as well if you are going to go out and use it. But you can see here we are in the snow now, and that actually let us refill it. So, for example, this poor little Doedicurus right here, you guys can see his torpor is climbing. I don't know what that animation was, but we're going to fire another torpor bar. And there is a little bit of a cooldown in between shots, and it does utilize 15 of the cryo liquid, like I said. But look at that, guys. 3.2k torpor in the matter of seconds, which is incredible. Now, if you're trying to fight something or kill something, this is a great way to kill them with the cryo dino. That's what we're going to call him, the cryo dino. Because he gets that icebreaker buff, which enables him to deal the extra damage. I absolutely love these guys so far, and I honestly recommend you guys to check out all Arc Edition Dino mods, because the creator is just doing such an amazing job. And these dinos need to be in the base game for sure, hands down. Look at that, one shot and the Pteranodon is already asleep. You can see that jumping animation is triggered once we get the icebreaker buff. So this guy is incredible. Now, mind you, we haven't actually pumped any levels into melee damage, which will in turn once again increase his torpor damage. Now, like I said, we've got the freezing attack, which can buff allies and deal damage and freeze enemies, which is great for killing stuff. But now let's talk about taming this guy. Now, obviously, you'd only be finding this guy in the icy regions of the maps. So obviously in like the freezing, frozen tundra areas, that's where you'll be finding this guy. Now, this guy also doesn't tame traditionally. He's a very different sort of tame you can get. And I wonder if we can get a different kind of color for him. Did we get a different color on him? I think they might only have the same sort of color. Nope, this guy's got different colors. So they've all been colorized and stuff. And you can actually see that these guys don't have their sacks full. So when the cryo liquid is full on our dudes, their sack actually expands, which is, once again, great animation from the creator. So you can see the difference between the two in their sacks. This one's full of cryo liquid, whereas this one isn't, which is really damn cool, if you ask me. Now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to get in some wild ones, and we'll show you guys how to tame them, because the taming methods for these guys are absolutely crazy. Now, guys, one thing I forgot to mention is that you actually need to be level 80 as well to tame this guy up, because he does have the saddle requirement, and obviously you can only do his taming method when you're level 80 or above. So this guy is definitely an end-game dino, and yeah, he's definitely worth it if you want to go and invest the levels and time to tame this guy up, and I would recommend it. So yeah, guys, let's go on how to tame him. Alrighty, guys, so we've got a wild one in front of us at the moment. Don't ask me why there's so much poo on the ground. I honestly could not tell you. Now, in order to tame these guys, as you saw us on the tamed one, you need to actually fire into their mouth when they're using their cryo attack. So we've got players only activated. So, for example, when you see this dude using his frost breath or firing the sort of torporous missile at us, you actually have to fire into his mouth, so that the cryo stuff, the cryo liquid, backfires and you can actually freeze him using it. So at the moment it's not working on us because we're right up in front of him. But if we back up a little bit here, he should use his breath attack, one of his breath attacks. And that will enable us, let's get a little bit of distance, there you go. And you can see there that he did just use it. Did we get him? Okay, so he's firing in on us now. Fire in. Okay. Try this again. There you go, there. So you can see we dealt damage to him, and then you gotta have to run up to him, feed him, run away again, and repeat the process. So guys, like I was saying, you want to wait till he uses one of his cryo attacks on you. You can see there, I kind of can't see through the fog. It would be best to obviously trap one of these guys, because you want to be able to shoot him and obviously freeze him in the process without killing him. So you do have to be careful. Now, we're currently using a Mastercraft rifle, which does deal about 500 damage. So I'll see if that's probably about test subject. We got like a wild dino. I don't know if I shoot this guy. Yeah, you can see there, 443 damage. So what you need to do is you need to constantly shoot this guy in the mouth until it backfires enough and he freezes. So if you hit him that much, imagine it like a rock gong. You want to hit him in the head. You want to hit this guy in the head, the same sort of thing. There you go. You can see that we did 55 damage. And we want to just keep firing into him There we go, another 55 until he freezes. Once he freezes, he's technically sort of a passive tame. Run up to him, feed him the kibble. It's the same as the Yudi kibble. So guys, you can see that that is essentially the main way you will be taming these guys. Shooting them in the mouth until they freeze and then feeding them the kibble. You want to repeat this process until they're tamed. Now, if these dudes are higher leveled, they will require more shots to the mouth, resulting in more damage, so make sure you do bring along a good weapon. Obviously the long necks, or you could even go like a Fabby sniper rifle, will do the trick. I wouldn't bring an assault rifle because you'll more than likely actually miss the dino itself, but you don't need to worry about dealing any torpor damage to these guys because they don't have any sort of torpor when trying to tame them. But you can see here, if you don't have extraordinary kibble for these guys, you can use raw mutton, raw prime meat, cooked lamb chops, cooked prime meat, raw meat, and cooked meat. But I would definitely get your hands on one of these guys ASAP if you're running mods, because they are well worth it, and they are such an awesome addition to the Ark world. And I really want to see these guys implemented in the base game. They're definitely well fleshed out, and they do provide a lot of things to the game itself. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. For some reason, my game seems to keep crashing whenever I feed them the first kibble. So that's why you guys would have seen us feed the first kibble and then it sort of disappear and cut. Because, yeah, it was just crashing for some reason. It's not the mod, it's actually Ark itself. I have to reinstall it before Genesis drops. But, yeah, guys, it's going to wrap up today's video. The CRYOLOPHOSAURUS is one hell of a dude, and I would heavily recommend taming this big beastie boy up and giving him a whirl, guys. So, thank you very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to check out the mod. The link for the mod is in the description. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below as well, guys. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.